Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at 10 things that you need to know before buying Kajabi. Now, Kajabi is a pretty expensive tool. You're probably doing a lot of research before making the jump into Kajabi, wondering, is this the right tool for me? Does it have the features that I need? Can it replace potentially all of the tools that I'm currently using? And this video right here should be a fantastic start point to help you along that journey. We will be covering things like the pricing plans, what you can sell on Kajabi, the email marketing features, what it's good for, what it's bad for, and as I say, essentially everything that you need to know before making a decision. With that said, I do want to make you an offer. If you do want to sign up to Kajabi at any point, rather than going straight to the Kajabi website and signing up for the standard 14-day free trial, I can offer you an exclusive 30-day free trial by using my Kajabi partner link. I will leave that link in the description, and on top of getting the extended 30-day free trial, I will also give you access to the Holden Academy Elite package, which includes 2 of my courses. One of them will teach you how to actually use Kajabi, and the second will teach you how to go from 0 to 10k per month with digital products. On top of this, to sweeten the deal even more, I will also give you access to my insider community where you get one-on-one access with me, so you can jump on calls with me, you can ask me any questions that you may have. A very, very nice deal right there, and all you have to do to claim it is sign up to Kajabi using my link. So with that said, I'm still going to be completely honest in this kind of review and showing you what you need to know about Kajabi. And the first thing in here is Kajabi is really not the cheapest tool in the world. It's quite a premium tool, but with that, the reason that they can charge more of a premium price is because this replaces pretty much all of the other tools that you are going to need for your digital product business. So these right here are the pricing plans. You can go annual or monthly. What I would recommend is when you're starting off, go for the monthly price right here. And then when you actually start getting sales, when you see this is working, I'm actually making money, then you can go to annual and you can get like 20% off your yearly savings. But with these pricing plans right here, as you can see, we start at $89. We go all the way up to $399. When you're first starting, these two you can just pretty much ignore. You won't need these until you are actively selling a lot of products. As it says right here, like 25,000 contacts. You won't need to be touching these until much later down the line when you're already making much more than $200 to $400 per month. So these two are going to be the main plans right here. You'll want to start off on the Kickstarter plan. And with this, you can get up to 250 contacts, you can send 7,500 marketing emails, and you can create 1 product and 1 community. So with this, you could create, for example, a course and a community, or a coaching program and a community, and you can have up to 250 people in here before you have to upgrade. So the ladder system is really nice in here, because if you have 250 contacts, you're going to be making much more than $150 per month. And then right here, if you have 10,000 contacts, you're going to be making much more than $200 per month, and so on and so forth. Now, the second thing to know about Kajabi, and this kind of leads on from the last point, is this replaces a lot of other tools. So although Kajabi itself is quite a premium tool, what you will find is if you use Kajabi, rather than using a bunch of other tools that you would need to combine to get the same effect as Kajabi is oftentimes going to be a lot cheaper. So to show you this, what do we need to sell like a course? Let's say I'm selling a course or a coaching program, for example. Well, we would need somewhere to, first of all, host and sell the course. Then we would need an email marketing software. We might need a funnel builder, and we probably need a website, right? So looking at these, one of the most popular course selling platforms right now is going to be Teachable. So if we go over to Teachable right here, and we go to the pricing, inside of Teachable, we can either go for basic, which is $59 per month, but we get a 5% transaction fee, or we can go for pro, which is $160 per month, and with this, we don't get a transaction fee. So this is just for the course selling platform itself. With Teachable, you can't do email marketing, you can't really build super crazy funnels, you would need something like ClickFunnels to do this. So with this, let's say that we need an email marketing tool as well. MailChimp is one of the most popular email marketing tools. So with this, let's say we are starting out as a beginner. On Kajabi, this is going to be $89 per month. With Teachable, as a beginner, we'll go for basic, so this is $60 per month. Then MailChimp, we get the first 14 days for free, but then this is $45 per month. So already The price is starting to add up, and just with these two tools, we're already at a more expensive price than Kajabi. Now, of course, if we're selling a course, we also need a funnel. We need a way to collect email addresses. We need a way to create an opt-in page and a sales page. And the best funnel builder for this is going to be ClickFunnels, right? So in here with ClickFunnels, this is going to be an additional $100 per month. So as you can see, the price really starts to add up. And even later down the line, let's say we upgrade to basic, we have access to 10,000 contacts. This is $150 per month. So in here, we would bump this up to 10,000 contacts. And already this is $114 per month just for the email marketing tool. Then with Teachable, we would have to upgrade as well to this $159 per month plan, because at this point, when we're making a lot of sales, this 5% transaction fee really starts to matter. And then with ClickFunnels, we're going to stay on the same price. You never need to upgrade unless you expand to a big team. But as you can see, this is really one of the biggest pros about Kajabi, is it replaces all of these other tools. And although it is a premium tool, it really allows you to save on the total amount of money you are going to be spending per month, because you just need one tool instead of 3 or 4. Now, the next thing about Kajabi is that with this, there is no free plan. Now, you tend to find this with course selling platforms or digital product selling platforms, that there doesn't tend to be a free plan with these. So if we just take a look at some of the competitors, like Teachable doesn't have a free plan, Thinkific doesn't have a free plan, and also Podia doesn't have a free plan. So this is just something that you tend to find with course selling platforms. The only one that you could get away with, I guess, and it's not really a course selling platform, but if you really don't want to invest in a platform, I guess you could use system.io. What I would say about this is just, you're not going to get the most professional course out of this just because it's a free tool. There's not as much going on here. And it is mainly a funnel builder. You can create courses on here, but it's mainly a funnel builder. What I will do is I will leave a link to this in the description if you want to check this out. But as you can see with this free plan right here, you can have up to 2,000 contacts. You can create one course on this free plan. You can also create a community. But the only warning that I would give you with this is, yes, this is really nice to start out with and you don't have to pay. But when you actually start getting people into your course and you start selling your course and this actually becomes profitable, at some point, you're going to move over anyway, because it's just not good enough as an actual course selling platform. The professionalism isn't there. The user interface isn't there. And if you're trying to sell like a $300 course, and when people buy it, it has the layout of system.io, you might start to get refunds. So at some point, you're going to switch over anyway to one of the more premium tools. So I wouldn't really recommend this, but I do want to put that out there, that if you really don't want to pay for this, you can use system.io. It is an option that you can use. Now, the fourth point that I want to make about Kajabi, and I guess this is more of a pro, but it could be a con under certain circumstances. And this is the fact that Kajabi is built for simplicity. It's not really built for complete customization. And what I mean by this is, once again, this is true for pretty much all course building platforms, but you're just not going to get as much customization as something like WordPress. With WordPress, you get more customization. It's a lot harder to build out. It's going to be a lot more of a headache, but with that, you can essentially customize this in any way that you like. Something that I would compare this to is like iPhone versus Android. With iPhone, it's objectively better out of the box. The user interface is better. If your grandma wanted a phone and you had to give her iPhone or Android, you would give her an iPhone just because it's easier, it's simpler, it's better, right? But if you're really more of a tech nerd and you want to customize your phone in ways that you just can't on iPhone, then you would get an Android. So you really need to weigh up the pros and cons. What I would say is, if you're brand new to building courses, you don't need the most insane, crazy customizations in order to do this. So this is fantastic for like 90% of users. But if you know how to code, if you want to go in there and code your own pages, you want to code your own automations, and you just want to take this to the next level, this is something that isn't available on Kajabi, but this is going to affect a very small number of people. Now, the next thing to mention here is Kajabi is built for digital products. I often get a lot of people on this channel asking, like, can I sell physical products on Kajabi? I guess you could, but I wouldn't recommend doing this. If you're trying to sell physical products, like an e-commerce store or something like this, you're much, much better off using Shopify. Shopify is awesome. In terms of selling physical products, there is not a better platform on the internet. So just use Shopify if you want to sell physical products. Kajabi is not really meant for this. In terms of the digital products that you can sell, if I just open up all products right here, I'll show you exactly what you can do. So you can create courses, you can create communities, you can create a coaching program, you can create newsletters, you can sell digital downloads. So these are like ebooks, PDFs, templates, generally things you would find on Etsy. You can sell right here on Kajabi as well. And you can also create podcasts. So if any of these things on here sound like something that you want to create yourself, I have a bunch of tutorials on this channel going through every single one of these, how you can set them up step by step. And I'll leave a link to a playlist or something that you can go through and you can find like how to build a course, how to build a community, how to build coaching, so on and so forth. With Kajabi, these are super easy to do. It's essentially in terms of you just click get started and it walks you step by step through everything that you need to do. But if you would like a little bit more help showing you how to actually create the images that you are going to put into your course, how to lay it out correctly, I will leave a playlist in the description. With all of that said though, that point right there is it's fantastic for digital products. If you want to sell physical products, don't use Kajabi. Now, the next thing to touch on is going to be email marketing. Because as I mentioned earlier, with email marketing, you don't have to buy a third-party tool. Now, with this, once again, because this is like a jack of all trades, it's not going to have 100% of the capabilities that a standalone email marketing tool is going to have. I would say this gets to about 80% of the way there. All of the main things that you are going to be looking for in an email marketing tool when it comes to selling digital products or courses, these are all going to be here inside of Kajabi. So what I mean by this is inside of Kajabi, we can create new email campaigns. We can create a broadcast, which is like a one-off email, or we can create email sequences. So just to show you, if I jump down into here, this is my Kajabi members email sequence. And we can see that I wrote these emails out one time. It took me like 3-4 hours to do this. And these are now going to be sent out automatically. So as we can see, as soon as somebody signs up, they get this email. Then on day 2, they get this email. On day 5, they get this email. And this is an automated email sequence. As a course seller, you don't need the most complex email marketing tools in the world. But as I say, Kajabi does like 80% of this. We can also do automations as well, which is really, really helpful. So in here, we can go in, we can add in tags and triggers. So when a specific email is opened, we can add a tag or we can send them down a different path. If somebody fills out a certain form, we can add them into different email lists. We can add tags, we can remove tags. And once again, if you would like a full tutorial on how to use email automations inside of Kajabi, I will leave a link to that in the description. Now, the place where Kajabi doesn't really work as well as other email marketing tools is I'll just show you my favorite email marketing tool is MailerLite. So inside of MailerLite right here, if we go to the automations, for example, it's just generally like the user interface is going to be a little bit better inside of MailerLite. So as you can see here, we just have more of a cleaner layout where we have almost like this map where we can physically like map this out. We can say wait one day. And this is essentially doing the exact same thing. Well, it is doing the exact same thing as we are doing over here on Kajabi. It's just a little bit of a cleaner layout, right? So if I open this back up, we can see that this is the exact same thing that's going on. We are waiting 2 days for this. We are waiting 2 days for this, 2 days for this. It's just a cleaner layout over here on MailerLite. The second thing, and once again, this is not really going to be much of a problem for somebody who is selling courses, but the templates on a professional email marketing tool or a standalone email marketing tool, I should say, are just so much better. Mainly going to be for e-com brands. When you are just selling a digital course, you really don't need, it actually takes away if you are using like these crazy designed emails. For selling courses, if you are in any courses, if you are subscribed to anybody who sells a course and on their email list, you will see they are always selling from plain text emails. But just to show you, like the template gallery inside of something like MailerLite is absolutely awesome, right? And then if we go over to Kajabi, and we create a new email right here. Let's just go for an email sequence. You can see that the templates really aren't on par. So as I say, not the biggest problem for somebody who is selling a course, because we just go to the classic editor right here, the plain text editor. But that is just something to keep in mind. The capabilities for email marketing are like 80% of the way there, but it's not 100% like you are going to get with a full email marketing tool. Now, the next thing, and this is going to be a pretty big point for anybody who's like a huge funnel nerd out there, somebody who's a big funnel hacker. The funnel building capability on Kajabi is very good. And if you are just selling a course, digital product, something like this, it's awesome. It does everything that you need. But if you're like a hardcore funnel hacker and you're mainly looking at this as a funnel building tool rather than a digital course selling tool, then ClickFunnels is just going to be way better for this. As I say, it's not bad. It's just if you're used to ClickFunnels and then you come over here and start trying to build funnels on Kajabi, the differences that you will notice, you'll just think that Kajabi is way more basic. So you just need to weigh up, and I'll pull ClickFunnels up right here. If you are mainly looking for a funnel builder and you might want to sell courses later down the line, go for ClickFunnels, 100%. It's way better for building funnels. If you are primarily looking at this like, I want to sell a course, of course I need funnels because that's how I'm going to sell my course, Kajabi is still going to be the best option because the way that you can sell courses is fantastic. The funnels are fantastic. They're just not as complex as what we can get on ClickFunnels. With ClickFunnels, I can also offer you a nice little deal with my partner link. I will leave that down in the description, where you essentially get 3 months of ClickFunnels for the price of one. Now, the next thing on Kajabi, this is 0.7.8. I'm kind of lost, but something else that I do want to touch on is something really awesome about Kajabi. This is the main reason that I switched over. Yes, you can sell digital products and it's absolutely fantastic for this, but it's an entire business platform. You can really do everything that you need to in one place. You can build out your course and a coaching program and a community and a podcast and a newsletter, and you can sell downloads all in the same place. And then on top of this, they also have a sales system. So all you have to do is connect this up to Kajabi payments, and then they will handle everything for you. You don't have to sit around and like connect with PayPal and potentially get funds locked up into PayPal. You don't need to go out there and find your own payment processor. Kajabi handle all of the payments for you. Really, really helpful in that regard. You can also build landing pages inside of Kajabi. So we can build opt-in pages, we can build sales pages, we can build link in bio pages. I'll just show you right here. If I go into the landing pages section, we can build sales pages, we can build out podcast pages, we can build link in bio pages, thank you pages, opt-in pages, coming soon pages, even policy pages. We can go ahead and build on Kajabi. You can also build a blog website. So rather than doing this on WordPress, once again, it's not going to be as customizable. It's not going to be as clean as it would be on WordPress, but you can build a website inside of Kajabi as well. You can host your blog inside of Kajabi. And the awesome thing is, because this is all in one place, it's super easy to collect emails and they'll all be inside of Kajabi. It's super easy to sell your courses from your website because you don't need these third-party integration tools like Zapier. Everything is just in one place. As well, because of this, the analytics are super helpful because you don't have a bunch of different tools that you're checking analytics across, and then you have to get another tool to actually check your analytics. Everything's in one place. So we can see like purchases, gross revenue, net revenue. So we can see all of the analytics right here. We can get a bunch of reports that we can get access to. This is the main reason I switched over to Kajabi, just to have everything in one place. Really, really helpful. Now, the final 2 points are more going to be kind of words of warning. This isn't a crazy risk, especially with this one, which is 0.9. And this is just going to be, just keep in mind that you don't own the full tech stack. You essentially are relying on Kajabi. So what I mean by this is, if instead of using Kajabi, you use like WordPress and you used a bunch of other tools, especially with WordPress, you have a lot more control over this. In the very, very unlikely case that Kajabi shuts down, then you essentially lose everything, right? You're going to lose all of your funnels. You're going to lose all of your courses. So just make sure to back everything up. Make sure that you have like all of the videos in your course saved in a file, so you can just upload this and move to another platform in the very, very unlikely case that Kajabi shuts down. This is a risk, but I guess this is always going to be a risk if you are selling courses. The only way that you could avoid this completely is to use something like WordPress because it's open source, but the amount of complexity that would go into that, it's really not worth it for the very, very low risk that one day Kajabi might shut down. But just a word of warning there, you don't own the tech stack, you are relying on Kajabi a little bit more. And then the final thing I will mention about Kajabi, and some of you will probably roll your eyes at this and be like, of course, but I do need to mention it because I guess some people just expect Kajabi, and I don't know why I'm on this screen. I'll actually pull myself back up properly here. A lot of people just expect that they jump onto Kajabi, they create their course, and then suddenly they're going to be making 10, 20, 30, 40k per month. It doesn't work like that. Kajabi gives you the tools, it gives you the tools really, really well, but it's not going to do your marketing for you. Your success is still going to depend on your marketing. It's going to depend how good your course is. Your social media channels, are you actually driving traffic to the pages that you build? How good are your pages? Like, there's still so many different things that go into this. So as I say, for most of you, you will already understand this, but I just see a lot of people in this space who jump onto platforms like Kajabi or ClickFunnels or Teachable, and they expect, just because they have access to these tools and they've built out a course, they're instantly going to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. It just doesn't work like that. You can dial in your marketing, especially if you follow my channel, especially if you follow my tips. I can take you a lot of the way there and show you how to do this and how to actually market and sell and how to write good sales copy. But as I say, like, the work isn't going to be done for you just because you purchase Kajabi and you throw up a course. So with all of that said, this has been a pretty long and drawn out video, but hopefully you found some value in this. If you did, all of my other videos show you how to sell digital products, how to use Kajabi, and essentially everything that you need to know as a digital product seller. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.